If you want to learn how to make quick and easy Instagram reel covers like these, then you're in the right place because I'm going to show you how to make your very own step by step. Let's get it. What's up guys, my name is Isaiah and this channel is all about helping content creators level up their production game. But let's jump into my laptop and I'll show you guys how to make the perfect Instagram reel covers every time consistently, so you can crush your Instagram grid game today. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a new Photoshop file. It's going to be 1080 width by 1920 height, and it's going to give us that nice vertical format. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to select our video or whatever that you're using that you want to create a cover for. So for me, for instance, I usually make Instagram reels about just quick little snippets of, tips or just things that I've learned along my journey. So let's say, for instance, we can do peace and difficulties because, we've all got some type of difficulties in our life and we need some peace in it. So we're going to take this video, which I specifically made with no text. So we're going to just try to find the freeze frame that I'm happy with. And let's say, for instance, like that would be it. All right, so we would screenshot the actual video itself. Now we're just going to take that screenshot that we just took and we're going to drop it into Photoshop. We're going to expand it just a teeny bit just so we can fill out the edges. And here's a key thing that you're going to want to do, especially in these Photoshop files, is you want to make the canvas size first. After you make it 1080 by 1920, you want to make it 1080 by 1080 after you have your image inside of it, because we're going to be adding text to it that's going to show up on your grid. So essentially, when we made it 1080 by 1080, when we made it a square, this is how it's going to show up on your actual Instagram, grid, on your actual homepage. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to add our text, and let's say peace, always all caps, peace in difficulties. All right, guys, don't judge me. Difficulties. All right, there we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we could leave it there, but I'd highly advise not to do that, because you want to take as much real estate on your screen as possible, because our phones are small enough as it is. So we want to make sure that we take up as much space as possible that we can take. So we're going to stretch it out all the way until the corners. And you could leave it like that. It's perfectly fine. It's totally fine. I like to add a little bit of sauce to it, which is a drop shadow. And you can do one of two things. You can either add a black drop shadow, and I can show you what that looks like when you turn it on and off. It just gives it a little bit of separation. It's nothing too crazy. You can always change the size of that, and it'll just change it just that little bit much. Or option 2 is you can actually make it a colored one, so you can actually have that kind of neon light to it. I mean, this is just personal preference for me. I don't mind it. I think it looks great. I've actually done it on a few of my things, but time and a place, like it has its time and a place. Like as of right now, you can kind of see that it doesn't work so well. So personally, I would just go with the black for this specific image. So after you do that, you could even add, actually, a cool thing you do, you can add inner shadow to it, and this kind of gives it just a little bit of depth. So when I mean depth, I mean it kind of makes it, it gives it like that 3D pop, or it makes it. So for me, like when you see my face and you kind of see like the shadow drop off here, it kind of does the same thing there. So you could have it, you couldn't, but I'm happy with where we have it right here. So now we're gonna expand our canvas back to 1080 by 1920 because we need it for our full cover reel, and that's pretty much it. So now we just have to export it. You can export it however you need to. We just have to get it to our phones. So we're gonna export it JPEG. It doesn't need to be a PNG. It just needs to be a super quick file. So after we export it, we just make sure that we have our AirDrop on. Make sure your Bluetooth's on your phone. And then once we have, once we have the actual cover, it's actually a before and after. It's kind of cool, huh? So when we have that, let's AirDrop it to our phone. All right, so now that we have the photo, now we're gonna jump into the phone. I'm probably gonna have it right here. So now we're going to jump to the camera roll. We have our image right here. and we're gonna jump into Instagram, and we're just gonna grab a video, and let's say we use this video for example, and we're just gonna go to edit cover because we don't want that as the cover. So now we just go back into our camera roll, we grab the photo, and now that that's how it's gonna show up on your Instagram Reels. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but that's how it's gonna show up on your Instagram Reels, and then you just go to profile grid, and then it perfectly snaps on exactly to where it is because we did that pre-work in Photoshop. So now we have it framed perfectly ready to go, and that's how it's gonna show up on your grid. So now all you have to do is just go through, write your caption, do all your things, and then you can post it, and that's how it's gonna look for there. So yeah, super simple, super quick, just a quick little tutorial just to step up your Instagram game. But if you like this video, if you got some value out of it, please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. I really appreciate every single one of you that do that. And if you do feel so inclined, I do have my Venmo and Cashapp down below. If you want to give, I invite you to give. I encourage you to do it. If not, that's super okay. I'm just glad that you're here watching this video and that you're just supporting the channel in whatever way that you can. So thank you so much again. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.